Alright, what is going on, guys? It's been a while since we've taken a look at a G-Frame kit here, but here we've got G-Frame. This is the full armor Gundam, so we've got both sets here, the armor set and the frame set. So if you guys don't know, these are candy toys that are sold separately, but in order to really get the full experience, you kind of have to have both. So a lot of stores will sell them just as a set of them together, if not like the full box of this would be volume 7 from Gundam G-Frame. Volume 7 is including the Goof Custom, which we will also be taking a look at, as well as the Gundam G04, so that would be the Gundam 04. I don't have that one to look at here with you guys, so we're just going to be doing the full armor Gundam here and then followed by the Goof Custom. But if you guys are in the States and looking for a place to check out some G-Frame stuff, of course you can check the link down below to USA Gundam Store. They don't have volume 7 in yet, but they do have some there on their site, so check out what they've got there in the selection. If you guys want to ensure that Bluefin distribution in the US will continue to bring in this kind of stuff, just gotta make sure that you're buying it. So of course, if no one's buying it, then they won't continue to bring it in. So if you want to make sure that volume 7 here is widely available there in the States, check out the link down below to USA Gundam Store. And alright, let's get into it. So again, we've got the armor set here first, 19A, and then we'll take a look at the frame set, 19F. So here on the outside of the box, you can see the full armor Gundam there looking pretty nice. Now these are smaller than 1/44 scale, so they're not going to be all that big. And what I've noticed on these that I've built in the past is that the seam lines on them are pretty nasty, but this one actually, it looks like it doesn't really have too bad seams on it, which will be nice. Won't have to worry so much about that to get it prepped for painting. Just around the box, you can see basically just a bunch of pictures of that. This just comes with the static frame, so it's just this basic frame here that doesn't really have too much movement. You can like move the arm, but it doesn't have any knee joints or elbow joints, so it's going to be pretty fixed pose for the most part. And you just have just the basic armor that goes around on it, so it doesn't include the cannon for the backpack or any weapons. It's just the Gundam itself, basically. Then with 19F here, this is going to be the movable frame here, as well as the weapon set. So the weapon set will have the twin beam rifle, the shield, and the mini shield there, and then the cannon for the backpack. So this will give you everything that you need to really get the full armor Gundam experience with this. So you kind of really need the full set for these. So let's check out box A here. It does look like it has some instructions for that, which is printed on the inside of the box. So you can open up the box and fold that all out if you want to see the instructions in more detail, but it's pretty straightforward. Just got our bag of stuff here, so there's some assembly required, but you don't really need any tools or anything. It's not the kind of kit that you have to cut the pieces off the runner or anything like that. That said, of course, if you did want to get this, again, paint ready, it will take some sanding and in some cases some seam line removal. But again, this one, it looks like it doesn't have any real notable seams on it at all, which is awesome. So let's get it out of here and built up, and let's find out for sure. Alright, so here it is all put together. It looks pretty handsome, I gotta say. There are some seam lines though on here. So down through the front of the leg, part of that is mold line, part of that is seam line. I can see on like this raised part that's just mold line, sand that away pretty easily. But down the lower half there is a seam line there, so we'll have to do a little bit of gluing on that. As for the back of the leg, it's kind of hidden by weaving around the details there. So seam line on the back of the leg, not really going to be too bad. Missing on the back half of the thighs and the upper arm, but again, the other kits were like that as well. But you can see a lot of really nice detail on there. The coloring on it does look pretty good. It just got this set just has these kind of very plain looking, boring open hands on there. And as you can see, if we take a closer look here at the head, the detail painting on it is pretty good. The gold eyes on there look really nice. You can see we have the little nub mark left over there on the V-fin. And you've got little nub marks here and there around on the kit as well. But it looks like we do have a seam line here on the shoulder as well, but it's going to be a really easy one to get rid of. I think that will be just kind of no sweat at all. That's easy enough. The backpack without the cannon on there is looking a little bit weird. You have this hollow gap in there as well. I probably won't worry too much about that. I'm not really worried, but the camera on this side over the shoulder does look pretty cool. It just looks a bit weird, yeah, without the cannon on the back there. So again, it's one of those ones that you kind of really need the extra option set for as well. But yeah, the detail does look pretty nice. I like the look of this. The proportions as well are not too bad either. Some of the other ones that I've taken a look at in the past, the proportions on them were pretty goofy looking, not really all that good, but this one I think looks pretty good. Even if you just had it just like this and didn't get the movable frame for it, just standing up like that, it doesn't actually look all that bad, really. I mean, it's missing some stuff, obviously. And one other seam line here on this side of the armor as well, but once you get the option set, that'll be covered up by the twin beam rifle on this side and the shield on this side, so that seam line will be kind of covered, and maybe it won't really worry too much about that one. But let's go ahead and get the frame box opened up here and see what we've got. Once again, it looks like we've got the instructions there printed on the inside of the box, and this one not quite as substantial. I mean, you've got the movable frame and then the stuff there, so it's a little bit of a process taking off all of the armor off of here and moving it onto the new frame, but it just takes a couple minutes. Let me go ahead and do that and we'll see how it looks. Alright, and once again, yeah, it looks a whole lot better with the weapons added on there and with you being able to now put it in a really cool pose. I'm now finding though that this part does want to fall off very easily now, so it's cool to know that that's a separate part though. Don't have to worry about masking that. I'll be able to paint that separately and then stick it on there, but at the moment the glue or whatever was on there holding it before is now just kind of weak, so just kind of falling off very easily. But I do find some of the joints are also just a little bit loose too, so if you have it up in a pose for a long time, you might find the legs or maybe drooping down or something like that. But just adding a little bit of paint or glue onto the ball joint there for that will be enough to fix that in place. But yeah, the posability is much more improved now with this, of course. It's really easy to just get that into a variety of cool different poses, so definitely awesome. And again, it's cool to have just an almost 1/44 scale version of this because we don't have a 1/44 scale full armor Gundam yet, unfortunately. At least not an HGUC version, I should say. But in the meantime, I think this will do. Just for a size comparison, here it is compared to a 1/44 scale RX-78-2 Gundam. So you can see it's just a little bit shorter. It's not a whole lot. It's maybe like 1 to 180 scale, something like that. I'm sure someone's done the math to know exactly what the scale on these is. If you know, then leave a comment down in the comment section below. But that is pretty much it for the full armor Gundam for now, but I am going to do some work just basically getting him ready for some painting, and then we're going to do some painting on him. So just a little bit of seam line removal, a lot of sanding just to get all the surfaces nice and clean. Again, getting rid of the nub marks, some mold lines and things. Oh, I should also mention too, briefly, that the inside of the barrels here for the double beam rifle, you got some hollow gaps in there as well, but again, it's, you know, it's a candy toy, so you're not really going to be expecting it to be like a master grade or anything by any means. So that is it for the full armor Gundam, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. In the next video, we'll take a look at the Goof Custom, so stay tuned for that coming up next. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.